new beginning in the Don Manuel's factory. In a town full of life and movement, Don Manuel owned a textile factory that had been in operation for more than 20 years. His employees respected him because he always cared about their well-being. However, one day, news arrived that would change everything. An unknown virus called COVID-19 was spreading rapidly, and the government had ordered the temporary closure of many companies, including its own. The doors of the factory were closed, and the silence invaded the place. Without production, sales fell, and many workers began to worry about their future. Julia, one of the oldest workers, wondered how she would do to feed her children if the factory didn't reopen. Luis, the head of the security, feared that returning to work meant a risk to everyone's health. After weeks and weeks of uncertainty, Don Manuel received new regulations from the government and the agencies such as the OAT and the OMS. To reopen the factory, it had to implement strict biosecurity measures. Use of masks, social distancing, constant disinfection, and above all, a culture of prevention within the company. At first, all this seemed overwhelming, but Don Manuel knew that the only way to move forward was to adapt to the new reality. He gathered his team and explained the changes to them. Julia, at first, felt uncomfortable with the mask and the reduced shifts, but she understood that it was for her well-being. On the other hand, Luis implemented temperature controls and training of safety and health at work. Little by little, everyone began to adapt, and the factory was filled with their life again. What at first seemed like a crisis ended up being an opportunity to improve. The company not only avoided contagion, but also became unexplained for other factories in the region. Don Manuel understood that job security was not only a legal requirement, but investment in the well-being of his people and the sustainability of his business. Today, the factory continues to operate with employees more aware of their safety and a stronger company. Julia no longer fears for the future of her children, and Luis is proud to have contributed to creating a safe work environment. The pandemic changed many things, but it left a clear lesson. Safety and health at work are not an expense, but the key to a sustainable future.